Hi 10th graders, this is Mrs. Culver here. I feel so bad about this, but I was checking to see if I had linked all of my recorded e-sessions, and I had not posted the week 16 e-session, and I am positive that I hit record, and I was looking to link it later in the day, but it was saying it was still processing, and now when I went back to try to link it, it's not there in my recorded sessions. So I apologize for that. Just to recap, during that week 16E session, I focused on these slides here, so I'm just going to go ahead and expand these, and I'll post this little video, for the week 16E session. I just did these, this was the agenda. It was a check-in, a quick write, a week 16 work overview with finals clarification, and then a reminder about the final summative. So there's the check-in, there's the winter break. Here's the week 16 overview. So week 16, we were focusing on the target 1 destroyed but not defeated summative. And now we're moving into these last 2 weeks that we're going to focus on a final, it's like a final writing piece. However, I've made this optional. You can choose to take advantage of that if you'd like. I've already put in the exemptions for everybody. If you want to submit it, you certainly can, and it will still pop up in my grade box for me to grade. So there is no penalty if you choose not to do the final. It would only help you if you choose to do it. So I'm going to make that your choice. If you have a lot of makeup work in other classes, I would suggest doing the makeup work. If you have makeup work in my class, I would suggest doing the makeup work in my class before doing the final. So just use this week 17 to catch up on or to make up any missing work. Okay, now these were some reminders about the destroyed but not defeated summative. So we were in the second week of working on the destroyed but not defeated summative. Here was the link to the summative assignment. It's linked in the weeks 15 and 16 folder. And then here were some key points I wanted you to just to remind you of. So you would focus on one person or group of people who embody Hemingway's destroyed but not defeated tenet. You would write 3 developed paragraphs. You would include at least 2 in-text citations. You would include at least 3 sources, one of which should be a primary source. You would include a works cited, formatting according to MLA guidelines, and you could consider using this scaffold. So this scaffold was meant to break down the assignment into more concrete tasks, so you can feel free to use that and turn that in, as your final summative if you like. And then I was curious, if you know who you want to research, who is it? And then if you don't have a concrete idea, who are you thinking about researching? And you can email me with those things if you like. And then don't forget, the library resources are very helpful. So here's a doc with all the linked resources. Now, here we go. I'm going to go back to the slides. Oops. Here we go. I was thinking to myself that if I were doing this assignment, I might focus in on Fannie Lou Hamer. She is a civil rights hero, and one I hold in high esteem for her work in the civil rights movement. And so I imagine doing this assignment, if I were in your shoes, and I was thinking, okay, what databases would most likely support me best? So this is that library resource that I posted on that previous slide. So if you hit this link, it's going to open up all the live links, and this general reference section is the best place to begin. So I looked at some of these. I enjoyed Britannica. I enjoyed Gale Research. I think it was Biography and Context. So you can try any of these and see what yields the best results. And then coming back to here, I just had some examples of what your in-text citation might look like. So if you don't have an author and if there are no page numbers, you would use the article title in your citation. So here's that here. And then, for a traditional, I'm not a traditional, it's traditional not to have an author listed. It's just, it's just one of the ways that you would format in-text citations. Now, if you do have an author, you would make sure to put the author's last name here in the parenthetical citation. And if there are no page numbers, you don't include them. And then here's another one. This one has a designated author, so I have my quote. It's integrated. Here is my signal phrase. She questioned, comma, quotation marks. I integrated the quote, end quotes. Then I have my parenthetical in-text citation with just the author. Now this one is special because this quote has a quote within a quote. So if your quote has a quote within a quote, so "Is this America?" was the quote that the original author included. So because it is a quote within a quote, I need to designate that with a single quotation mark. So I open my quote with a double quotation marks. Then I have the single quotation mark to designate that this is a quote within a quote. Here's my second single quotation mark to indicate that my quote within a quote has ended. I continue on with my quote, and then I close with the double quotation mark. And then I have my parenthetical and text citation. So I have an author but no page numbers, so I just leave the page numbers out. And that was it. So again, I apologize for that. The week 17E session will be just a help session. So if you need any help with those parenthetical citations or with the MLA Works Cited list, come and I will help you.